Hi, it's Mitch from PickDawgz.com here with your free pick in the Pistons versus Trailblazers NBA matchup on Wednesday, March 31st, 2021. You know, this is one of those classic games where you have the contender in the Blazers versus a team probably headed nowhere except for the draft lottery in the Detroit Pistons, which, you know, on the surface, you know, from a fan's perspective, probably not that much interest. But from a betting perspective, what I always say, throw in a couple points and you have yourselves an exciting ball game. And I believe that's what we do have here. You know, the Pistons 13-33 on the season, but 3-7 straight up in their last 10 games. But this is a team that is 7-3 against the point spread in their last 10 games. And when we look at the Portland Trailblazers, 28-18 on the season, 7-3 in their last 10 games, but just 4-6 against the number. Meanwhile, the Pistons, 8-13 at home this season, but 12-9 against the spread in those home games. You know, when we dig a little deeper, how does this happen? You know, how do teams win games and not cover spreads? I think, and how do teams lose games and cover spreads as often as these two, because these two teams are pretty much polar opposites. I mean, the Blazers are not a horrible cover team. They cover about half the time, but the Pistons cover more than half the time, a lot more, twice as often as they actually win games. And how does this happen? Well, the Blazers are one of the top offensive teams in the league, but when it comes to defense, they allow 115 points per game. That is 27th ranked out of the 30 NBA teams, while the Pistons are 9th ranked in defense, allowing just 110 points a game, almost 111. And offensively, they score 107 points per game. I always believe that everyone in the NBA can score points. I think that, you know, almost every guy on an NBA roster can score. Defense, that's something special. And we can, as we dig a little deeper here, you're going to see exactly that come into play, exactly how it works. You know, the Blazers have won their last 3 games, but they have only covered the spread in 2 of those. Which were the two? The 2 games that they were laying 2.5 points in, against the Toronto Raptors and against the Miami Heat. If they were laying more than 2.5 in either of those games, they only beat the Heat by 3 points in that game. So if they were laying, you know, what they're laying here, that's 6.5, no chance. And then, you know, when you look at the Raptors game, they were laying 2.5 in that game. They won by 5. Once again, you look at a number like this one, or the 9.5 that they were laying against a bad Orlando Magic team. Well, they didn't cover in that one either. And when you look at the other side of this one, you know, the Pistons, they had lost 3 in a row. They had lost 4 in a row and won last time out against Toronto. They were a 5-point dog in that one and won outright. They had lost to the Wizards as a 5.5-point dog, 106-92, but the 2 games prior against good teams, the Brooklyn Nets and the Indiana Pacers, a 7.5-point dog and a 6.5-point dog, lost by 2 to the Nets, so that was a cover, and they lost by 5 in that game to the Pacers. They were getting 7.5, and that's exactly how you draw it up and exactly how you start cashing bets. I think this is the trend with these two teams. The Blazers are a good team, so generally the public perception lends itself to that they're laying too many points. The Pistons, seen as a bad team, despite that solid defense, seen as a team that, usually getting just a few too many points. And in NBA betting, a few too many points is exactly what you're looking for. It's just enough for us. I'm going to take the Detroit Pistons and the 6.5 in this one, and that's going to be my free pick. Let me know who you like in this game. Leave it in the comments of this video. Tell me who you like in this one. I'll go in there, take a look, and maybe we have a little bit of a discussion about it. Of course, while you're leaving that comment, be sure to hit the like button. Takes you about a half a second, helps us a ton, and it keeps these free pick videos coming. Of course, if you're looking for my best bets and best bets from some of the top handicappers in the world, the games I'm most confident, those are the ones you find at our website. You click on the Premium Picks tab, and you'll find my best bets as well as best bets from some of the other top handicappers in the world. If you're looking for more free picks, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and join us for our live shows every day at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We give out tons of free picks on those shows, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and join us.